Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. This week I'm joining the Punched Out Thursday to Die For collaboration. We share ideas every Thursday on what to do with your punches and your dies. We have a new member, the lovely and very talented Kathy Saunier McElfresh. If you've never watched her on YouTube, do yourself a favor and head on over to her channel. You will find her link along with links to all the other participants in the description box below. Here is what I'm going to be creating, and this is by far the easiest layout I've done this month. It's quick, impactful, and I absolutely love it. So here's what I'm going to be using, and it's mostly material from the Reminisce Winterscape collection. And you're about to see the tools, and I'll talk more about them throughout the process, and I will list everything I'm using in the description box below. Also, I will be suggesting substitutes so you can create this look without having the very same tools as me. So without further ado, let's get started. I did create a frame style foundation page in advance with 3 sheets of paper, and I gutted 2 of them. And there is a tutorial on my channel where I explain how to do that, so that will be listed below. I did round the corners on the white cardstock with a Creative Memories corner rounder. I matted 3 photos with the gray cardstock that I gutted from behind the foundation page. That's another paper that I gutted from behind the foundation page. I also threw in some vellum with snowflakes on it. That's an old vellum from Stampin' Up. I'm going to show you the other papers that I have on hand here. Again, 2 are from the Reminisce collection, and that silver cardstock is from a Tim Holtz metallic 8x8 paper pad. Those stickers there I do use. Those are from the Reminisce Winterscape collection. Those silver glittery thickers, I don't end up using them, and I do have a basket of tools on my desk, and again, I'll talk about them more throughout the process. Now, I'm going to create my foundation page, and essentially it's going to be made with photos and die cuts. So I'm showing you some dies here. Those snowflakes are from Echo Park from the Winter Magic collection. And this huge die set is from Elizabeth Craft Designs. It's called Christmas Figures, and I'm going to be using the tree from this collection. I'm also going to be showing you the paper again that I'm using. So I have this silver paper, like I said before, from Tim Holtz. And the other 2 papers here, I end up using the snowflake one. But originally, I thought I was going to be using that darker one there that I'm showing you. You can see on that paper there are tree motifs, but they all go in the same direction. And for that reason, I selected another paper because I want to maximize my paper here. You can see I'm going to be cutting the trees. One of them is going to be kind of standing up, and then the other is going to be on the flip side. That way, I was able to cut out 5 trees on a 6 by 12 inch piece of paper. If I used a directional motif on a paper, I would have wasted more paper. I would have ended up cutting an entire 12 by 12 sheet out. I just wanted to point that out because sometimes direction counts. There's another thing I want to mention about paper. That metallic paper, when I use it in my big shot, I always use a clean, clear plastic top plate because my plates get pretty banged up, and if I use a banged up plate on top of that metallic paper, it kind of imprints in the paper. So if I want a nice, clean, shiny, flat look, I use a new or a new-ish clear plastic plate on top. That's just another trick I use. I only use it for metallic paper. So you can see I have a bunch of trees there, and I have a bunch of snowflakes. So I'm basically creating a forest in the top 2/3 of my page, and I kind of bounce them across the page. And I also sort of place them in an arc. You'll see that again and again, in a moment. Once I'm happy with placement, I'm just taking a pencil and marking the top of each tree. That way I know when it comes time to adhering, I will know where to adhere them. I basically kind of tried to carefully move those trees towards the top. I could have taken a photo there. Anyway, I do have the pencil marks on the page. That is definitely going to help. So now I'm going to adhere all of these trees down, and you did see a moment ago my plan. It's to place the photos in a line in front of those trees. So I got myself an eraser out, and as I am placing or adhering these trees to the page, I am erasing the pencil marks as I go. Also, you can kind of see my trees are being placed in an arc. They are kind of bouncing up and down, but the tree on the far left and the tree on the far right will basically be at the same level. And that forms kind of a nice arc, I don't know, kind of a nice organic shape behind where my photos will be placed. So again, I'm showing you how I'm going to be adhering my photos, but before I actually adhere them, I do want to share a trick on how you can create this look if you do not have the very same tree die that I have from Elizabeth Craft Designs. What I did here was I cut out a bunch of triangles, and I'm showing you basically that paper there is 3¼ inches by 5½ inches, and I cut myself out a long triangle. Basically, I made a mark in the top of it in the middle and cut down towards both bottom corners, and I basically cut myself out a bunch of triangle trees. I adhered them in the same fashion on paper, and then I could possibly adhere photos on top of it. I just wanted to give you an idea. Obviously, I love my tree dies, but you can create a nice impact even with triangles, and that's just what I wanted to show you. Now what I'm doing is adhering my photos to the page. So I'm finding the middle for the kind of focal point photo there, and then I'm tucking in the two smaller photos, one on the right and one on the left. Once I get these down, then I am going to come in with some finishing touches. But already this page I find has a really nice impact. So I've got out here that sticker sheet from the Reminisce collection, and at this point I'm thinking I'm going to use one of those titles that are on the sticker sheet as my title. But what I want to do here is take a title sticker and make it more title worthy. And I've done this in other videos in the past. Basically, what I'm doing is taking some dies, and this can be any dies. I have a stitched oval die from Stampin' Up and a label die from Stampin' Up. This could be circles, it could be squares, it could be banners. It really doesn't matter. What I'm looking for here are layers to put underneath that sticker just to beef it up a bit. Now I cut out two ovals, one in that snowflake vellum and one in white. Both of those are ovals, and I also cut out a white label. So now what I'm doing is layering them up, and I started by basically layering the white label on top of that snowflake vellum. I just added a few glittery enamel dots to each end of that label. Now what I'm doing is adding a little bit of cardstock behind the title sticker because I want to pop it up on foam adhesive. And all of this is just giving more impact to that title sticker. It looks way more title worthy, in my opinion, than just a sticker on the page. Behind the title sticker, I'm adding one of those snowflakes there, and what I used was an adhesive called Sticky Specs by Ecstasy Crafts. That was that yellow paper. You will see me use it a little bit later on. I'm contemplating whether or not to put white cardstock behind that vellum, that oval shape, and I'm kind of flipping back and forth. Eventually, I do not use the white oval, but at this point, I'm not sure about it. And at this point as well, so I have a snowflake there. I placed two more snowflakes with that metallic paper to create a visual triangle around the page. Because the title is in a darker blue, I looked in the sticker sheet for something else, and I found that little house there. So I kind of tucked it among the trees above the focal point photo, and I'm happy with that. It's just a repetition of that color. And now I'm looking at those border stickers, and what you saw me do there is I actually cut them out from the sticker sheet just because they were at the very bottom of the sticker sheet, and they don't remove nicely like smaller stickers to put on wax paper. Those 12-inch strips, I figured if I additioned both of them, because there are two of them there, I would have ended up ruining them. And I'm glad I did, because I ended up with the lighter one that says Winter Wonderland across it. And before trying it, I thought I would go with the darker one. So the other one's cut out, but it's just going to go in with my collection. Anyway, I stuck that border strip to the page, kind of like a shelf underneath the photos. Now what you see me doing is adhering those snowflakes in two other spots. There's already one in the title. And again, I'm using that adhesive called Sticky Specs. You can see it over there on the left. That's the yellow paper. And it's basically a paper with adhesive on it, and you put a detailed piece on top of it and it picks up the adhesive for detailed die cuts. And I'm also simply adding a glittery enamel dot in the middle of each one of those snowflakes. But that is it. This layout came together so quickly. All I did off camera was add one simple line of journaling underneath that border strip, underneath the shelf, beneath the photos. But this came together very quickly. It had a huge impact. And again, if you don't have tree dies, you can always use triangles. It's not the same thing, but it definitely still has an impact on the page. Also, for title stickers, you can definitely use layers with basic shapes piled up underneath it. Use a bit of foam adhesive and create an impactful title with something super easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, Scrapbooking Quebec, I would absolutely love it if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very much. Don't forget to check out all the other participants. Their links are in the description box below. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.